All right, how's everyone doing today? Thanks for coming out. Thanks for staying out. It's probably going to pour. So in reverence of that, I'm going to share with you a little piece I wrote on a quick tip. My name is Lazansky-Oliva, by the way. SoNUP Industries and the Living Remix project is the project that I'm representing today, which is actually a project collaboration between WorldUP.org and my organization. I am a product of integration and infiltration, not as in an army taking over a town, but the collective consciousness revealed through many sounds. And unique is the flow passing by in the wind. Did you catch what it said as you take it all in? And so oxygen given to us from a tree, a breath taken, shared sample of life's unity. We must remember our spirits are one and the same, and only then are we free of this property game. In my image, reflections of all that is real, samples of essences from all that I feel. For life in itself is a sample, you see, of the magic created with love's energy. A ripple, a wave out to sea it ashore, architecture of nature's elemental core. My body's my mother's, my soul is not mine, but a cosmic connection always keeps me entwined. My heart creates movement, making love to my mind, bringing me rhythm of infinite time. Being conscious and mindful of what is still new as we celebrate each other in all that we do. I'm an arts educator of 15 or so years, and my love of arts and love of being an artist actually brought me into education. I thought, what better way to be able to share what I do by teaching it? And so that really started off my journey in terms of the work that I do. And so the Living Remix project is actually a very interesting little project that came out of music production workshops that I've been doing for at least that long. I am also a hip-hop educator, so I want to make that distinction. I won't go into what hip-hop education is. I'll leave that to my colleagues Martha Diaz from the Hip Hop Education Center at New York University, and also to my good friend Christopher Emden up at Columbia University. Hashtag hip-hop ed on Tuesdays, right? So I was introduced to WorldUP, and I met Executive Director Ebenezer Bond at a friend's event. And Ebenezer and I started talking about perhaps collaborating together. And Ebenezer was producing a program at the Trevor Day School right here on the Upper East Side with the International Rescue Committee. And so that was my initial instinctual space of coming in and working with WorldUP. WorldUP uses technology, uses music and hip-hop through education to make the world a smaller place. So the photograph that you see right there is one of the initial workshops that was done with a number of youth from Africa, India, and a few other regions. So I'm just basically going to give you a little show and tell of kind of like the work that we've been doing, because it's been pretty incredible. What the Living Remix project is, in essence, is a live recording session. The title of this presentation is also the Organic Orchestra. So it actually comes from a space of interaction. Without interaction, nothing happens on this planet. And so I say to you, the first beat, the first sign of music, of rhythm, to me is considered the heartbeat. Dum, 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 dum. Can I get everyone to clap with me? Great. So now this would have been the most recent iteration of the Organic Orchestra, in that you are all participating within this rhythmic space. So basically, Ebenezer calls me up one day after I did an initial workshop with him, and he says, SpazeCraft, you know that program that you do, the music production, interactive stuff? I know it's a full-on 10-week, 30-week curriculum. Do you think you could squeeze that down into a day? I said, I think I can. In fact, I have. Some of the origins of the Organic Orchestra and the Living Remix project started in New York, approximately 1998 or so, when I was directing a program in Long Island City, Queens, in hip-hop arts, directing over 15 different workshops. So basically, we've been doing this type of work for a long time, and that particular moment when Ebenezer said, Aaron, can you do this? And I said, yes, anything is possible. Let's make it happen. Well, unfortunately, for me that is, that one particular workshop that he wanted me to do just happened to involve 120 youth from around the city. And basically, it was called Future Now NYC. It was an initiative, it is an initiative with the Board of Education, where they take some of the brightest and most promising of New York City's high schools and bring them all together for an incredible day of workshopping. And at that juncture, it was everyone from IDEO, Google, Toshiba, a few others, Samsung. In any case, a number of technology organizations giving some good stuff. And so what we did was we had 20 kids come in at 20-minute intervals and create a song with me. And basically, we had 120 kids create one song. And because I'm a health advocate, I gave one of my kidneys to my fiance about 3.5 years ago. And I like to make impactful messages, and I think that's something that the kids also yearn for when given the proper tutelage and when given the tools and when given the encouragement. So I'm going to play a small clip of, I'm going to play you a couple different pieces of media, and I'm going to just kind of ramble it out. But basically the idea is that every iteration of the Living Remix project was different and is different. And so with that, yes, of course, we introduce elements of STEM and STEAM. We encourage political and social activism. We encourage entrepreneurism. We want youth to be able to make their way on this planet however they see fit. And music is a tool to be able to bridge the gap between the learning process and your interests. And I think, I don't want to wax poetic on some of the new ways of learning in general, but from our standpoint, music is very much so a key. So all the music you're hearing is actually created live on the spot.
Get outside, ride a bike, playing is a healthy way. Get your act together, time to drop video games. We're here to make a difference, now it's time to get in shape.
We've been able to use this project working with children of all ages. So I'm going to just roll right through here with some of the different pieces of media. Some of the images that I just showed you are actually from the Brooklyn Hip Hop Festival, and that's one space where we were able to basically experiment and get kids from different spaces into the space. We've been able to really make some headway with a number of different project iterations, and we've been able to just move it along using technology and being able to create different environments. So I'm just going to go through a couple more pieces of music, and then I'll give you a little video to wrap it up. And of course, we are in a sample-based culture these days, with hip-hop being one of the largest music genres on the planet. And so we've been able to do a lot of manipulations with the kids' voices. Here's a couple more photos from the Brooklyn Family Day, Brooklyn Hip Hop Festival Family Day. Some former students. And most recently with video music boxes, Uncle Ralph himself. So Andrew was about 4 years old, and he was saying, "My name is Andrew, I am hip hop." So I think that was a very powerful piece for him. Some of the work that we've done has actually gone into the spaces of, commercial music. How are we able to bridge these gaps? Well, we've had the ability to work with some very interesting characters, and one you may have recognized before. It will be coming up. We did a project called Reform School, and we actually went the limit. We had interactivity, we had live remixing from producers from across the world, and on board we had live remixers in addition to Mr. Lupe Fiasco, sort of a hip-hop superstar. And what we did was we really took it to the space of creating content, creating messages, creating meaning, and creating community. And I think that's one of the biggest things that we have as far as the project goes, is it really does create community. We've also taken the individual workshops into a space where we're actually creating programming. So recently, we've joined the Hive Collective, which is a New York and Chicago-based technology and education consortium, yes? And we did a partnership project with the organization based up in the Bronx, DreamYard, and it was a pilot program for their media workshops, but we were able to spearhead it with them and create some interesting content. So again, we've gone all across the board from being able to do individual workshops that are one-shots right there in the moment, all the way to creating it into a curriculum-based project. In fact, this Friday at the Hostel International on the Upper West Side, we have an event called Recess. And the Recess event is an arts and technology education mixer, so you're all welcome to come. And it is going to be the flagship spearheading fundraising space for us to be able to get a matching grant. We actually have a grant of $25,000 through the Hive Collective, and now we just need to raise another $25,000 to produce our curriculum. We already have partner schools lined up. Of course, the Hive has an incredible array of partners available to us along the lines of education and media. And I'll just go through a couple more of these slides to give you a quick idea of what we do in these workshops, and then I'm going to give you a quick, if this preview will pop up. This is the video that I'll leave you with. And you know what? It's a very big one, so I'm just going to leave you with some of the most recent work that we've done on audio. How's that? Come out on Friday if you can. Come support hip-hop education, music education, global education, technology education. Thank you very much. I've been Aaron Lazansky-Oliva, also known as SpazeCraft 1. WorldUP and SonUp Inc.